Hello guys and welcome to another video. So today we're playing a forest in rotation. I know guys, we covered a forest deck not that long ago. What is he doing? There's another forest deck. Jeez, this is more forest deck than I've had in a year. But either way, forest, covering it, a little bit of fun, not a bad deck. Storm based mostly with some evo effects. Running Crystalline Noble here, but I'm not a big fan of her. I would probably just drop her completely and put in some other cards. Probably just up the queen count and the axeman count personally, as she's just not that good. She is low cost, that's really our only good advantage, so we're going to get right into this and check it out. First up, Forest versus Sword. Forest is, one of my weaker classes typically. It's actually my least played class overall, and one of the few classes I haven't got quite to 150. I haven't even got this thing to 140 yet, as I haven't really bothered trying. I probably really should. It's the only one that hasn't at least topped out at 140 minimum. So we've got a fairly good opener. I mean, Goblin Fairy Circle, both really good turn 1 plays. Especially against Sword, which will typically aim to outpace you. Cyber Cannoneer has become very popular in Sword. No real surprise, but I mean, Cyber Cannoneer was not something I expected to see played a lot in Sword to begin with. So it's at least interesting. The Warrior Wing, pretty straightforward turn 3 play, very common. Wish it was more exciting, honestly, that one. At least we can go wide here if we want to. Some nice fairy plays, bring up our board. We can actually deal with this, so that's worthwhile. We've still got Warring Flame as well, which should be a really nice play next turn if we need it, since we can remove this entire board now really easily. But unfortunately we didn't have a 1-drop to use. If I had to save the Pharaoh, we might have had a better advantage. I could have then used most of that damage to face instead of what I'm about to do here, which is trade. On the bright side, we still get a really good board. So Apostle, not as great. I mean, they're definitely using that to their advantage with Crescent Blade to take out my 3-1 without having to attack it. On the bright side, they're leaving their 3-5 available for an attack. Not that I have a lot that I can send into it, since most of this damage here needs to go face. If I don't go face with this, we pretty much have no chance of winning. So I do have to leave these guys up, unfortunately. Not that there's really any way they can win with these. The only real advantage they'd have would be to go for a 1-drop into Celia as a Storm, but it doesn't look like they have that option, or they wouldn't have played it as a defensive play. Now I'm going to remove these really well though. So I have the Greenland play. Not sure if I made the right choice going with the Greenland play, to be honest. But, I mean, I had to go for some value and removal here since I couldn't afford to leave up that big of a board. It would have pretty much crippled us if I had have left it all up. Now they got a pretty good chance at dealing with us. Luckily though, Peerless Shot was a perfect draw. I couldn't have asked for a much better one. We are going to take out most of this here. And now we just need to manage to set up a lethal. So we need to retain 1 damage on board at most to win this game. Actually, we don't even need that thanks to that ping. So we actually just need to be able to hit their face. If we can do that, we win the game. Doesn't matter how they play out this, as long as there's no wards. And it doesn't look like they got any wards and no healing for sure, so that's good. We can go for the pretty wide board play, which will help us. We're going to get the double kill off the Twin Souls here, so that's 4 plus the 2 from the Greenland Axeman ping. 4 lethal. Just for good measure, I threw out a couple extra fairies to fill our board out, guaranteeing us well and truly that Green Axeman. For our next game, we are playing against a BloodCraft. Another very common matchup that we get to play.
What's the matter? Petrified already?
So this isn't a bad hand. A 2, 3, and 4-drop lineup looks like it should work pretty well. The only real disadvantage is not having a full hand. Although it did get improved further with that 1-drop, being able to have that is going to be a huge advantage. So we should be able to maintain ourselves pretty well. Alexandrite Demon, not going to be a problem. We can go for 3 damage and wipe out that, which is really good. We've got an okay hand set up too now. With Fairy Circle, we can make it even better. Oh, and that's looking very promising. Gift of Bloodkin. If we can get our booster up, we can actually go for 8 damage, which would be insane this turn. And there it is, our 4-drop boost card. Arborist. Giving +1 to everything. Putting them at just 4 health. This is looking to be a very, very quick match. Wings of Lust. Good play on their part. They're going to heal for 9. Definitely worthwhile. I can't blame them for healing for 9. So our only chance at winning now would be a Twin Souls or another boost. Unfortunately, we didn't get either of those. So our best bet is to just kill this off. It will heal them for 5, but it's better than them healing for 9. And potentially killing us, of course. I did decide to favour damage though on our end and just go face for as much as I could. Even if it cost me the sacrifice. I'm going for a bit more healing and removal again. Doesn't surprise me. They really need to deal with our early game, otherwise they pretty much screwed. Odin, that's looking like a very good turn 7 play. And we can actually wipe this out and still go face for 5 damage. Very solid plays. It's definitely going to be hard for Blood to make a comeback now. Their only real chance is to wipe the board with Evil-Eyed Demon, which is exactly what they ended up having, but really that was their only option here. Without it, they weren't going to stand a chance. My only choice, unfortunately, though, is to go for Odin. Since it gives me the advantage of being able to clear this, that's really my only good choice. I couldn't risk getting wiped out next turn. Even though going face probably could have been an okay option. Fortunately for us, they couldn't clear this Odin anyway and ended up conceding, but they didn't know what we had, so that's on them. So I really didn't mind this Forest deck. It did a fairly decent job and kept up its pace fairly well. The last game we would have had lethal with the other Odin in hand, but they didn't know that. They conceded probably a little preemptively, but definitely enough to work in our favour. So if you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. You'll find the deck list in the description below. Until next time guys, see ya.